What's up, guys? Excellent on the NFL. I'm Tony. This is Stephen. I'm a Green Bay Packers fan. Stephen is a Philadelphia Eagles fan, and we're going to start off with Stephen has something to show and tell. Let's do your show and tell.
So the show is the jersey for the giveaway, the Jalen Hurts jersey. It's the Super Bowl one, logo here, captain's patch, the one. It's all, it's Nike, it's the dry
It's
fit.
actually
The logos and tags.
a Eagles jersey. I really like that jersey.
Yeah, the midnight
size,
does look good.
Size medium, isn't it? Yeah, medium, maybe large, like size medium, large type.
Medium.
Yeah, the NFL jerseys are quite big because I can comfortably wear a small as long as I don't want to put it over a hoodie or something. That's what my Jordan Love one is, and my Alexander one's a large, my Rogers one is a large, and my Lazy Boy one I think is a large as well. But I wear hoodies under them mostly anyway.
Yeah, it's good to have a slightly bigger one. That's why I get the XLs usually, so you can put a hoodie on or something underneath, because it usually is in the colder time of the year.
But all you got to do is like our video from last week, comment on the video, and go and follow NFL UK store on TikTok and Instagram. But in the comment, make sure you let us know that you have done those things, and then we'll check it. And then I think we're going to do the draw next week.
Yep.
And then we'll post it out to whoever wins it. Yeah. And while we're on it, the UK NFL store that was on Etsy now have the American Sports Discount Store UK.co.uk. Use our code XLES2025 for 25% off and free delivery to anywhere in the UK. Okay, that's it. I think that's all I have to say. My tongue has gone friggin' numb from saying so much, so you can speak now.
I think one of the first things we got to sort of mention about is Julio Jones retiring. He announced it the other day.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I think you got to think about, he's a wide receiver who played for 13 years.
That's a lot of years to be playing wide receiver.
Especially at the high level that he was still playing at. I mean, he was only with the Eagles not last year, the year before.
Yeah, I was looking at his stats.
Yeah, he's got 13 seasons, 7-time Pro Bowler, 5-time All-Pro, 13,703 receiving yards, 114 receptions, and 66 touchdowns.
Mental.
Do you know what I mean? That's going to be out of the reach of so many players. So.
He's got receiving stats, rushing stats, passing stats, and defensive stats.
Yeah, the guy was an animal because of his size as well and how tall he was. It was like taking AJ Brown and almost giving him steroids. Do you know what I mean? It was just like a bigger version of AJ Brown, and he could just go over people and just pull the ball out the air. I don't know if you've seen it, but there's quite a famous clip from maybe his second or third year, I think, where he just went over Luke Kuechly and just pulled the ball, and Luke just went on the floor and just didn't know what was going on. And that's a guy who knew half the plays people were calling before they...
There's a lot going on, like a lot of documentaries about Luke Kuechly coming out. I'm looking forward to them. Animal.
Julio Jones took a ball off of him.
Yeah, is that that was in a podcast interview. Can't remember what it was called. There was a you got fucked up kind of thing that was used to be on TV, and he always wanted to be on it when he was a kid, but when he eventually got on it, he was like, I didn't want to be on it for that reason, that I got played like that. That was welcome. Oh crap. Let's click my hit. So he played from 2011 to 2020 with the Falcons.
Then played for a long time.
He played for the Titans for a year, Tampa Bay for a year, and the Eagles for one season.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a long time to be a wide receiver.
I mean, you think of how fast you've got to be as a receiver anyway, and to keep it up for that long.
Yeah, he played a lot of years for the.
That's a long time for a receiver for one team.
Yeah, you got to be a good receiver to be on one team for that long.
Yeah.
So, tight end Trey McBride has agreed to an extension with the Falcons that runs through to the 2029 season. The team announced on Thursday the deal is worth $76 million over 4 years, with 43 guaranteed, of which $32.5 million is fully guaranteed. His salary will nearly quadruple from 2025 to 2026, going from million. That's a lot of fucking money. 19 million per year starting in 26. Mate, that is absolutely fucking crazy.
That's a jump, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a big.
Don't get me wrong, he's one of the top. I'd probably say one of the top 10 tight ends in the league. But if I remember rightly, that puts him over most of the other top 10 tight ends.
He's tied for 116th in touchdowns last season.
Yeah.
With an average of 10.3 yards.
You think a tight end quite often is used for blocking as well, and not used. There's very few tight ends like Kelsey, maybe Kittle, that are used primarily as a receiver. A lot of them, I mean, Dallas Goedert does it as well. A lot of them do blocking as well.
He's got 2 touchdowns last season, and his career, that was regular season, then his career is 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's more of a blocker, I would say, than a passing receiver. But finding a good tight end that can do both is quite hard in the league at the moment, I would say.
Definitely. Actually, he's been in since 22, so that's 2 seasons. He's got 221 receptions of 292 targets, 136 yards. That's not bad, really.
But no, 2 seasons as a tight end.
2 seasons as a tight end, used for blocking, not just fucking touchdowns. Jesus Christ!
I think as a passing tight end in key situations like 3rd down, 4th down, over the halfway, I don't think he's the
play kind of guy. Yeah, definitely.
I think he blocks for the big plays.
Right, next up, Trey Lance is heading back to California.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about this one.
The number 3 overall pick of the 2021 NFL draft has agreed to terms with the Chargers on a 1-year contract worth up to $6.2. Lance fell from hopeful San Francisco 49ers franchise quarterback to Dallas Cowboys third stringer and is now headed to the Bolts. He will join a QB room led by Justin Herbert and likely backup Trey Taylor
Heineke.
The way that was written really confused me for a second. My brain just kind of went, this does not compute. Real grown-up human words don't compute in my fucking brain.
Hey, you also remember I wrote that, so I kind of chopped bits together of what I could find from different places and had to try and find the information for half of this stuff.
I don't really know too much about Trey Lance.
He didn't do a lot. So the Cowboys season went in the shitter last year, didn't it?
Yeah.
They played Cooper Rush most of their season. And they had Trey Lance as their backup to Cooper Rush. They put Trey Lance in for not much, if I remember rightly. Let's have a look. Because he didn't do very well from what I remember. So for 2024, he had 266 yards and 1 interception, no touchdowns, and a 61% completion.
Oh, right.
So 200 odd yards, that's not even 2 games, I wouldn't have said.
No, it's not a lot of play time, really, is it?
No, and I mean, for his career since 2021 is 1,063 yards, 5 touchdowns, which were all in his first year, and 4 interceptions.
It's not very good.
So you can see why they're not hugely hopeful on his production.
Yeah.
I also know that the Cowboys get very much single-minded.
Mm-hmm.
This is who we've picked for this job. He will do this job.
Yeah.
So he might get a new chance out there, and maybe he gets the backup job. Who knows? I mean, Taylor Heineke, like Trey Lance, hasn't had a very productive career, if I remember rightly.
They're not names that you would specifically know.
I've heard of him a few times. He was with the Chargers last year, 28 yards, no touchdowns or interceptions. Falcons the year before, 890 for 5 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Commanders for 3 years before that. He was the starter for the Commanders for 3 years. 2 years? 2 years by the looks of it.
Okay.
But I mean, his career stats are since 2017, 6,663 yards, 39 touchdowns, 28 interceptions.
Fucking
So yeah, he was a bit of an interception machine for the Commanders. His first full year for the Commanders, 20 touchdowns, 15 interceptions.
That's mad, isn't it?
So he's from what I remember, he's a bit like Jameis Winston. You know, he's average QB, but in an emergency, you can throw him in and he might keep you afloat.
Yeah. So the Cowboys acquired Joe Milton III and a 2025 7th-round draft pick, with the New England Patriots exchanged for a 2025 5th round. Why are the Cowboys trying to?
Because they just got rid of Trey, so they need a new third string.
No, what I'm thinking is surely they'd want to try and get a little bit higher in the draft, try and get themselves.
That was for obviously Joe Milton III, who the Patriots didn't have much of trading for him, and that was kind of as much as the Cowboys wanted to put an offer in. So from what I read about this trade, the offer that they accepted from the Cowboys was the best offer they got for him.
Jesus Christ.
So, and the Cowboys were one of the first to show interest, like 2 months before the trade. So that kind of shows you how much interest there was in taking him. Again, the Patriots the last couple of years have been very single-minded on who they're running for what role.
Yeah.
You know, this is our starter, this is our backup, this is what we're going with. We stick to this no matter what happens, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I had much luck with.
No, they need to sort it out, get a little bit of something going, really, don't they? Oh, man.
I don't know what's going to happen. But, I mean, speaking of that, Bears, Patriots, and Jets all have new coaches to start this season, but they all have already started their voluntary off-season programs.
So I've seen
7th of April, so that was, 2 days ago?
Yeah, I have seen the TikToks of that going around. Hopefully them starting early might give them a jump start and they might actually get a little bit of a gelling going for the team.
The Bears would be the interesting one because, of course, they've bolstered their offensive line a bit. They brought in a new centre and 2 guards, I believe.
Yeah, so hopefully they've brought some people in that can let Caleb Williams actually produce like he's supposed to.
Yeah, I think that'll be an interesting off-season to watch. Whether much happens, I don't know. We've yet to see anything.
Yeah.
We won't know till pre-season, really.
No. Steelers are still interested in Aaron Rodgers.
I think the Aaron Rodgers thing just needs to give an answer now and just shut the fuck up. We're done with it at this point.
He likes the drama surrounding him, though. So it's going to be a while before they're getting.
But I've also heard that they're having pre-draft visits with Shador Sanders.
Yeah.
So
I have seen that as well.
I think they're hoping for him, but realistically looking outside it just in case.
I would maybe take Aaron Rodgers and Shador Sanders and let Rodgers try and.
Yeah, but that's not what Rodgers wants.
No.
So if he thinks they're going to go that way, he's going to probably be like, I don't want to sign whatever. Personally, if I was the Steelers, I would say, look, we need your answer now. We've got to look at other options if you don't want to be here.
Yeah.
Because it is getting very close to the draft now. So you realistically need to weigh up your options, what capital you have, and whether you're willing to trade up for your future QB or not.
Trade up. Can't be any worse.
I mean, Russell Wilson did all right, and Justin Fields, the combination of them two did all right for them. They, 10-7, made it to playoffs. They went out, but they've been to the playoffs or near to the playoffs for the last 5 or 6 years. So they can't really be doing much worse.
I would, if I was them, and I am not them, obviously, but you'd like to think they would want to go, and I wouldn't have got rid of Justin Fields, really.
Personally,
to then be left with Aaron Rodgers, who is past his prime, is now trying to grasp at something. Yeah, and that's like the only option unless you're going to draft someone.
I would have kept Fields on a 1 year, draft a new QB, get him some time to work everything out, work the system, get used to how everything's run before you just throw him in. Because how many times have they done that to QBs the last couple of years and it's absolutely failed them?
Yeah, it's just falling apart.
Bryce Young and Caleb Williams are the top draft picks from the last 2 years, and it is absolutely failed both times for them.
Yeah, madness. I've just seen something. Colin Granger for Coastal Carolina. You're going to have to read that because that's basketball, and I'm.
Well, so a guy called Colin Granger played for Coastal Carolina in the first round at the Sun Belt Conference Tournament, March 4th.
Right.
He is now coming over to train to be in the NFL, and he's already signed with the Panthers to be a tight end. Apparently, he's 6'8" and 245 pounds. So that's a big dude to play tight end, really. That's what you want in a tight end. He hasn't played in football since the 8th grade, which I think is like year 7 or 8 here.
That's like 13, 14.
Yeah, so it's like year 7 or 8. but he had what was the guy's name? Recruited by a veteran offensive lineman, George Fant, who once transitioned from basketball to play in the NFL in the same way.
Oh, right, okay.
And apparently he's trying to start a program, because obviously their season was over. They lost in that first round. And he then had to decide whether he wants to go and play overseas basketball or do a different sport. He chose a different sport because of George Fant, and George Fant's trying to start a program, apparently, for players like that who don't have the choice of going to the NBA or anything like that to potentially come over to the NFL and be offensive linemen.
Okay.
Whether it's successful, I have no idea. He's done it because he went to tight end, played tight end for a year, and then moved to offensive lineman.
Uh-huh.
He's trying to create a program so these people don't just drop out of school, waste their talent or whatever, and put it to some use, because these are usually big guys.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I like it.
So I think that'll be interesting to watch over the next couple of years.
Yeah, it's a really good idea. Well, for me, it's been very quiet this week with my car being bundle, and I had to find parts for it. I don't have anything else.
Cowboys are signing veteran offensive line Shadiq Charles.
Okay.
So looks like he was with the Commanders, and it's saying he's officially back in the league. So I don't think he played last season.
Right. Don't know.
Yeah, came out of retirement after walking away last year during summer camp with the Titans.
Sweet.
So he's now going to the Cowboys.
Well, the Cowboys need to make some moves.
They need to up their offensive line, really. You look at how they ended up last year without Dak being able to get the ball out quick. Cooper Rush got rushed too many times.
Yeah.
One thing I did notice, actually, I was looking at on the NFL website and that for news, signings and what have you. Loads of teams have made moves across various positions and what have you. Packers have still only made like 4 moves.
Yeah.
They've been very quiet.
But there's been nothing, really. Even on their app, there is nothing. They have not really done anything at the moment. There's still time, though. It could all change. We've still only taken on a wide receiver, centre, left back, and a tackle, I think, since the end of playoffs. So,
yeah,
there's still time. We never know. Could happen.
Apparently, this is quite a stacked edge rush class this upcoming draft. I'm just looking at 2 guys, top 10. Some guy called Steve and some guy called Sam. Apparently, they've both got 10 each. They've also got a sleeper pick, and there's 2 that have been just missed. So for them to have that many picks, there's quite a lot of good edge rushers in this year's draft.
Yeah, that is very soon. I think it's not going to be too much more news coming out now this close to the draft.
No, I think most teams, so to speak, like GMs and what have you, are looking to the draft at this point. I mean, when is that? That's 24th April, so it is 2 weeks tomorrow. So yeah, it's literally 2 weeks away. So there's not going to be a whole lot thinking about other stuff. There's going to be a few small moves, but I think most of it's going to be. One thing I did see, I can't remember who reported it. Apparently, Kyler Murray for the Cardinals is going to be looking to do more running next season. Going to be looking to be more of a rusher. Didn't seem to rush a lot this last year.
No, he just moved around like a fucking reptile around the pocket.
Yeah, he's loose as fuck, but normally he is quite good at just taking off if he sees a chance.
Yeah, it's good.
Didn't look like himself last season doing that.
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, that is it for me. I'm done. Romeo done.
Yes, quick one. I mean, there's not a lot been happening this last week.
No, that's it from us. Don't forget to grab your NFL jerseys from the American Sports Discount Store UK.co.uk using code XLES2025 for 25% off and free UK delivery. We will see you in our next video.